Welcome back to this Lenten devotional series based on Mark's Gospel. For day 37, we'll read Mark 14:55 to 59. Now the chief priests and the whole council were seeking testimony against Jesus to put him to death, but they found none. For many falsely accused him, but their testimony did not agree. And some stood up and bore false witness against him, saying, "We heard him say, 'I will destroy this temple that is made with hands, and in 3 days I will build another not made with hands.' Yet even about this their testimony did not agree." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Finally, they had him. Thanks to Judas' betrayal, they were able to seize Jesus when his adoring crowds weren't all around. So these religious power brokers proceeded to go through the motions of a trial with no design except to do him in, and the niceties of their own law were quickly tossed aside. For example, it was illegal to hold a trial at night or to condemn someone to death without an automatic review a day later. But neither of those laws gave them pause, nor did the contradictions in their contrived testimony against Jesus. The whole business hardly rose to the level of a kangaroo court, but they didn't care. And actually, the broader biblical story lets us know that this was not the first time that some bumbling human accusers sought to put the divine one on trial. The first such effort was launched in Eden, when Adam blamed his transgression on God. "The woman you gave me, she gave me the forbidden fruit." Then there was Job, one of the oldest books in the Bible, which has a long transcript of another time when the divine stood accused. Job's family had been killed and his fortune lost, and as he wrestled with the unfathomable causes of his suffering, he blamed the Lord. "God has taken away my right. The Almighty has made my soul bitter." In fact, it was Satan who was the direct cause of Job's pain, but God stood accused. And such accusations against God are cited all through the Psalms. Psalm 10, "Why, O Lord, do you stand far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble?" Psalm 44, "In God we have boasted continually, yet you have rejected us and have made us like sheep for the slaughter." Strong words. In a way, as Jesus stood before the kangaroo court that night, all of the blame and rage against God from across the ages came together in a moment. They had the divine one right there before them in the flesh, and apparently under their power, and they were going to miss their moment, or so they thought. As we read on, we discover that in fact it was they who were on trial that night, even as they accused Jesus. Before his humility and steady trust in his Father, they were shown for who they really were. And though their fear and hatred prevailed for the moment, propelling Jesus toward the cross, that very cross would prove to be God's amazing means to absorb the worst that we could dish out to him, so that we might again be able to receive his best. Having read this story, most of us are much more circumspect about putting the Lord on trial. Even so, in a world which bruises everyone at some point, including us and our loved ones, our heart's cry sometimes moves into accusations against the one who made and ultimately rules this world. So hear the good news arising from a very dark night in the gospel story. Even our bumbling accusations and our rage are ultimately taken up by the one who went to the cross so that his goodness may prevail in our lives. May he be praised. Here are a couple of questions to ponder as you look back over these verses. What tragedies in the world or in your own life have caused you to question God's goodness or his ways? And what are the roots of human attempts to put the divine on trial? God bless you.